My experience with taking Letrozole. This is not the first time I'm taking Letrozole. I've taken Letrozole before. Okay, so I know how the experiences are. Letrozole is milder, and for the both times I've used it, on the first month I started taking it, I actually conceived. Okay, but the symptoms I noticed with Letrozole is that most of the time you have a lot of cramps. That's one of the symptoms. You have a lot of cramps with Letrozole. Like for your ovulation, you find that you might be having ovulation pain, and it's a good sign because on both times I've used it and have those pains, I ended up being pregnant. Okay, so that's one of the things. You might have ovulation pain, you might have a lot of cramping, and most of the time you have breast pain. And we know originally this Letrozole is for breast cancer also, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so most of the time when you are using this, you have tender breast or breast pain whenever you are using this. So boys, it's just like those pains you have when you are about seeing your period or you are about ovulating. Okay, so it's not as bad as that. And another symptoms you might notice is that you might be bloated. Bloated a lot, yeah. With using Letrozole, you might be bloated, but I don't know if it's the same thing for even those who did not conceive with it, because on the times I've used it, I've always conceived. So I don't know if the bloatedness is from the medication or it's from being pregnant. You know, immediately you get pregnant, the first thing you might notice that you become bloated or gaseous. You understand? Okay, you know, this is just a hormone boosting medication. So I had a lot of headache that time, but with this one it's different because I didn't notice any form of migraine or headache with this one. It was just as if this one didn't want to stress me. I know there are different brands of it. I think with different brands comes the different problem that comes with it. Okay, but this one didn't give me any form of headache or migraine. I felt better with this one than the other ones I've been taking. And another thing I noticed that with taking Letrozole, I felt hot. Most of the time when my spouse comes close to me, say your body is very hot, what is happening? I think it's as a result of this medication. When you are taking this medication, watch out, you might be feeling very hot, especially those of you that have internal heat. You might actually want to watch that out. You might be feeling very hot when taking Letrozole. I think that's one of the major things with taking Letrozole. You might be feeling hot. The weather might not be hot, but you might be feeling hot. Okay, this is one of the things I noticed. I noticed it in the other times I took it, and I noticed it in this time around, even before maybe your basal temperature start rising as a result of pregnancy. Maybe even during that time you're ovulating, you find that your temperature is very high. But altogether, I think it's milder. It's milder than Clomid, because I've tested Clomid before. Yes, and with Letrozole, I think I just see it as a normal medication, because while Clomid might give you that hyper ovulation, it's not the same thing with Letrozole. Letrozole will just boost your air quality. I've used Letrozole from 2 to 6, and this time I used it for 3 to 5. Okay, what I mean by 2 to 6 is that from the second day of my period to the 6th day of my period. That was how I used it for my previous ones, but in this one I decided to try 3 to 7 because I read about it so much, and I realized that so many people said that the 3 to 7 will give you a more mature egg. Even while the 2 to 6 was not bad, but I wanted to try it out. Since we are just doing this experiment, I wanted to try it out. Yeah, so I think so far so good. Letrozole is very good. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed and hoping that this phase of Letrozole actually works for me. Okay, so see you in my next one, because I'll be taking you through this journey of my Letrozole, whether I got pregnant or thereabouts. So my name is Jane. Thank you, and see you in my next one.